Hello Gemini, how you doing? Welcome to your reading. This is going to be a reading from the 8th through to the 14th of August. This is the Astroflower. Welcome to it. Let's just get straight in there. Look at that, beautiful. Queen of Swords. Very clear direction for you. Very clear thinking. Emotionally in control of how you take this direction, and having the universe at your back, and having that clear vision of where you're going. It's looking good for you, the overall energy here. Yeah, really nice for you. It plays in maybe to your monthly readings, which you will find linked to this video at the end of this reading. And that'd be interesting to see how it all sort of fits in with that reading. Let's just jump straight in here. So welcome to the Astroflower. This is your relationship side, this is your financial side, this is the overall energies going through, and the karmic messages and the outcome. Yes, let's see what the karmic message is on the relationship side. You got to try things. If you're clear about what makes you tick, it's much easier to see what the sort of things you want to try. I think socializing is really important for you this week. It has been coming up on your radar a lot actually over your readings, and socializing seems to be like the way to go forward. But you've got to be ready for love, and I think this is to do with you. If you're not, it's like if the ground is not prepared correctly to plant tomatoes, tomatoes are not going to grow correctly. And I think this is a case here, and could be socializing to put yourself into a position where you're going to feel at ease and at one with falling in love with someone. But also it could be falling in love with your family, your friends, your community, the people that are around you. And you've got the Two of Cups. So it's marrying those both sides. It's understanding that there is a bit of work to be done, preparing the ground. And then it is a case of nurturing. And it's marrying those two sides which will make you feel emotionally very secure. So that's what's sort of coming out of their karmic message. Let's see how the universe is they're providing the seeds. They're providing lots of ideas in a way, lots of opportunities for you. They're really this is normally a rite of passage. So the universe is providing everything for you in a way. And okay, if you don't do that work on the land beforehand, before you plant up your tomato seeds, it probably won't grow as good, but you're still going to get tomatoes all the same. And I think the universe is sort of saying, it doesn't really matter what you do, just go ahead and do it. I think that's really important. So the universe is providing all the seeds for those future, or for your relationships that are going on at the moment with you. And I think it's more on the physical sense. So, and that could be sort of socializing, going out, going to theatre, eating on together with people and stuff like that. Let's just see how the guides are trying to influence it's all to do with groups, I think. So falling in love with yourself will help you fall in love with the environment that is around you, and connecting both sides of you, which has been a prominent thing in the August readings. You should really go and see that. And falling in love with life, I think, is really important here. And it's your guides are gonna be able to sort of put you in a position where you can open up to new groups or explore groups that you're already in. I'm not talking about groups, I'm talking about sort of family, friends, community, or even sort of like it could be like a cycling club, or an activity that you do where you're going to meet people and etc. And I think this is all about the social side of opening up a little bit, and you've got to do it. King of Wands and Queen of Swords. You know, beautiful harmony going on here. And your King of Wands is, you've got to strike out, use your passion for life in order to be the leader of where you're going, and strike out, and people will follow you, and people will adhere to your way of being, and you'll feel a lot more home or security within your family, your friends, your community, and within your couple. You know? So let's see how the guides are trying to influence the conversation that is within you. Why did the chicken cross the road? You only have to say that and people laugh. I laugh anyway. So, you know, it's like, why did the hedgehog cross the road? To see his flatmate. Free joke. It's a free joke for you, Gemini. I think it's humour. They're talking about allowing your funny bone to sing. Yeah. Temperance. You know what? Temperance, I always keep saying temperance is all to do with timing. Temperance can be, you know, people read it as sort of like patience and waiting and stuff like that. I can agree with that, totally. But at the same time, what are you waiting for? If you're waiting for something to happen, at one point it will happen. So once it does happen, you're no longer impatient. But then that surely is all to do with your timing and knowing that moment to kind of go, and now act, and now do it. And I think this is where you're, you know, you can use humour to actually spark a lot of interest or interaction within your relationships. And I think that is the most important thing here. It is marrying those two sides, and in order to marry those two sides, you have to have an interaction with the world around you, knowing what you like and what you want. Okay, and the universe is really trying to back you up here. It's really got your back. Really nice. Let's see what's going on the money side of things. The karmic message coming through there. If you're already in a job and you're happy with the job, or if you've got a good business that's turning over and you're happy with that business or that project, then it's a case of consolidating that business or that job or that career path or that project in order to build on future developments. If you're not happy with the job, or if you haven't got a job, it's really sort of saying that new opportunities are coming up. But certainly if you're unhappy with what you're doing, I would seriously start looking at other sectors. So basically, if you like being with people, for example, you could be in after sales, you know, in customer service, or you could be in sales, because that is meeting people. You could also be in purchasing. You could also be change completely and say, do you know what, I want to work in a nice little coffee shop. Just as long as I get interaction with other people. That is the key point. And you can change the sectors but still have that key point within you. So I think it's a case of preparing yourself for development and future expansion. Yeah, see, I started out sort of saying if you're not happy with your job, and I think this is for the majority, obviously not going to be for everyone, but you know, take it as it resonates. But it's here just sort of saying, explore the avenue that ticks the boxes for you, and just walk away from things that are causing you conflict and confrontation. And some things are just not worth winning. You know, it's you win more by losing. It is a very particular thing, particular attribute, which you'll find in your Astroflower book, which is in the link is in the description below. And go into this, the importance of knowing when to lose, because this is what it's all about. If you don't know that, you're going to be hitting brick walls all the time. The Astroflower is to try and make your life easier, or you get the best out of life. That's what it's trying to do. So you get the most out of life regardless of the situation, whether it's a good or bad situation. you will always be able to turn it to your advantage in one form or another. Okay, and I think this is a case here. Bit of a learning curve, possibly. Let's see how the universe sort of influenced that karmic message. They're almost sending complications to test you, to sort of say, are you really? Are you sure? Are you sure about this? And I would stay firm and sure within your path going forward. Yeah, that's the natural boundaries. That's what the universe is asking you to go through. So they're asking you to jump a few hoops and stuff like that to see if you really want it. You know, if you think it's just going to fall into your lap, you're mistaken. Everything has got to be worked for, and it's investing or enacting in life, being proactive. That's the word I'm looking for. Proactive in life will get you those results. Okay, and the universe is not. It's a bit like the carrot and the stick sort of scenario. This is the carrot. They're sort of saying, you know, you got to put one foot in front of the other if you want to get the carrot. So let's see how the guides are trying to influence you here. They're not pitting against the universe, but they're trying to find shortcuts for you. You know, playing smart, so you know you can get that carrot. And that could be that whole thing about changing sector completely within your workspace. Could be you might stay within the same company, but go for a career path that may not have been on the cards at the very beginning. You know, let's just see how it does that. Okay, so 4 of Cups. Yeah, you know, are your guides having a bit of a hissy fit? You know, they'll realise that the universe is actually offering you great opportunities with this whole aspect of sort of saying you've got to go through the barriers, the natural barriers, in order to get to your happiness. And if you realise that, and you can use those barriers actually to get you further on, then it will simplify your life and make it a lot more clearer for you. Let's just see how the guides are influencing the conversation that is within you, because they're in a transition, these guides here, for you at the moment. Say what you see, say what you want, say it how it is. I'm sure there's a song in there somewhere. Yeah, I think that it's matter of fact. This is what you want, this is what you have to do in order to get what you want. This is how the guides are trying to influence that conversation that is within you. Everybody seems to have got the 4 swords. There's only been a couple of signs that I haven't seen the 4 swords in. And knowing this, this is what you've got to do in order to get what you want. Knowing that is going to make you feel, oh, right, great, now I can get on and get it. And that is a very good healing process as well. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to go to bed for 4 days. You know, it just means you need to possibly get things sorted. And those guides there are going to influence you or talk to you in a way where you're going to get things coming through your thoughts, conversations with yourself, that's going to provide that feeling of sensation of security, which will be that that moment of healing for you. Okay, so a little bit more complicated on the work front, there's no doubt about it. There's stuff to be done, repositioning to be had. It should serve you very well, but whatever happens here, there's a very clear vision, and she's looking forward to the future. And I'd like to see what's going on in the outcome of this. Wow. Okay, on the monthly readings, we were talking about marrying both sides, sort of like your relationship side or your emotional sort of side and your financial business sort of side of life. And this really comes to the fore at the end of the week as it's leading into the following week. So from the 15th onwards, and it will be concrete in your life, I reckon, around about the 20th to the 23rd. So something's going to be hitting on the 20th to the 23rd. I will be doing a reading on that as well, just as sort of a general reading, timestamp reading, just to sort of see how that sort of happens. So yeah, it's leading you into a situation where you're going to realise what you're doing and why you're doing it, and the benefits that you could actually gain from that, not only within your relationship side, but also in your financial sort of side. Page of Pentacles. So yeah, that comes up for the air signs. Understanding that long-term goal. Okay, so this is how I normally explain the Page of Pentacles. It's understanding that life cycle where you plant a seed and it takes a season or two to come to fruit. Once it comes to fruit, you've got more seeds than what you started off. And what was I saying down here? This is the same thing. And I think it's if you follow that path, walking away from conflict and marrying both sides of your life, you're actually going to see the longer term plan for you, or longer term goals, really coming into focus by the end of the week and for the coming week in the future. It will obviously depend upon energy and how energy flows through the system, through the earth, which you'll be able to see on Cymatic TV, our sister channel, which is linked in the description below, and how the sun reacts and how the sun creates a certain vibration for this earth and within our chakra systems. Okay, so there you go, Gemini. If you want to support this channel, you know what to do. You just need to subscribe and click that bell. It would be really most appreciated. Also, if you're already part of the Astroflower family, sharing this this video, this reading across all social platforms would be really good. And also sort of liking and commenting on it would be also a great way of showing your support. In the meantime, Gemini, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.